the CRA is absolutely a very good mechanism for the city to be able to keep and retain your tax money within your own city. So what we are trying to do is, if Margaritaville is successful, and we're pretty sure, it's going to be, we may shorten the CRA. In other words, we might take the diplomat out of it, which would bring that to the general fund. But what's going to happen is, even when that goes into the general fund, we lose 60% of the money, where right now we're getting 100% of the money. Downtown, I want to see downtown flourish. I want to see downtown have its own identity. I think the mayor's idea of having it become a live music venue, that's going to bring people to us. I'd like to see more museums there. So many things that we can have a great downtown if we support it.
The CRA can be used to better the city, absolutely. I know that the beach CRA, I think, runs out in 15 years, so that'll be dissolved in that time. One of the things is, like Linda Sherwood did say, is we could redraw those boundary lines. Why it hasn't been done, I have no idea. It should have been done. The general fund is running on bankruptcy. There's plenty of money in the CRA. Redraw the boundary lines. We had to give $28 million to a developer that has a $20 billion company backing him. Why does he need our money? Another question that I don't see anyone asking. Is if the Margaritaville does get financed and it is built, what is the infrastructure of the sewer system to actually work that building? Can it sustain it? And who's going to pay for those repairs or those upgrades? Is it going to be the CRA or is it going to be the developer? Those questions haven't been answered, and I can guarantee you that's going to be a multi-million-dollar project on its own, and it should be being answered today before the building and the garage is demolished. Thank you.
It's interesting to hear my opponent over these last few years talk about the CRA. When she does so, she talks as if the CRA is somebody else. You all realize that the CRA is the city commission, right? They sit on Wednesdays as the city commission, they sit on Tuesdays as the CRA. So when they say the CRA has wasted your money, it's them, right? The CRA, everybody knows the function of the CRA is to keep the money in the district, and you have to spend that money there. But the beach belongs to every one of you. The beach belongs to every citizen of the citizens of Hollywood. Every resident of the citizens of Hollywood owns the beach, and yet all the money stays on the beach. We need to sunset the CRA. We talk about how do we get rid of the CRA so we can put more monies into the general fund of the association. Well, one of the ways to have done that would have been to take some of the money that we gave to Margaritaville and pay down the debt of the CRA so that we can sunset it earlier. Instead, we give $23 million to a developer to put another hotel on the beach, and a hotel is going to be a great thing. But if it's going to be that great of a thing, the hotel could have done it without the city's money.
Let's just keep going with you there. It's a question about State Road 7 and District 6 is where State Road 7 lies. The Florida Department of Transportation is about to widen State Road 7 into a new 6-lane roadway. As a result of the road widening, Hollywood stands to lose many businesses whose properties are being taken by the state through eminent domain. What steps would you take to reinvigorate the critical State Road 7 commercial corridor as the DOT project plows through this year?
My family came down to Hollywood in '51. My grandfather built a house down on Roosevelt Street in US 1 back in 1951. I moved into Hollywood full-time in 1987. In 1987, we were talking about DOT expanding State Road 7. So it's taken from then till now to get done. And the point is this: if it took from 1987 to 2012 to get done, 20 some odd years, again, why are we surprised that businesses are being closed down? Did we not know when that state road was going to be expanded that those businesses were going to have to disappear? Why are we always one step behind in everything we do? Why is there no forward thinking? Why is it that we say, oh gee, hey, they just made a 6-lane road out there, what should we have done with those businesses? What we should have done was to put together organizations and communities within the city of the business people from State Road 7 and made a group of them to start dealing with the city well in advance of the project being done. We need to change the way Hollywood does business so that we're proactive instead of being reactive, so that we're not surprised by the things that happen to our city.
I think the 441 widening is great idea, or a great process. The state's taking up that on their own. Something I've been doing already is bridging the gap and finding our displaced businesses with the new landowners from the car group. That's where I was at this morning with Albert Mecha, who owns the old-fashioned Center Millennium Mall site, who's going to redevelop it with Walmart. He also bought the site behind it, which is a Kmart, and the site across from it, which has the church on there. And I'm actually negotiating free of charge to help get the displaced businesses into his new development. He's going to redevelop both sides. He's looking to keep the businesses here. I'm just trying to bridge the gap to bring together. I talked to Alex Mauricio, who owns Miramar Bakery, and a few other business owners there, Lewis, and they've been thanking me because they didn't know where to go. It was so easy just to put two people together. I don't understand why that wasn't done. We don't have to lose those businesses. They can stay here. Thank you.
We are not going to lose the businesses.
Yeah, we are.
We have put into place already from our economic development department where all the businesses will be given information and the opportunity to be able to relocate within the city of Hollywood. We do not want them to move. And just today, I gave a business, Alberto Mica's, phone number to be able to relocate their business within his shopping center. My opponent doesn't realize that I started the first State Road 7 Business Association within 6 months of my becoming a commissioner, because I knew that they needed representation, and I knew that even at that time when there wasn't a glim of hope that State Road 7 was going to be widened because they didn't have the money, that they needed to be together, they needed to be guided, and they needed to know what their future was going to be. Thank you.